A regular person hears the word stellar. They probably think of a beautiful night sky with billions of sparkling stars. Well, a crypto trader hears the word stellar, their mind instantly goes to the Stellar Lumens network and its native cryptocurrency XLM. Today we're going to discuss the main features of the Stellar Lumens project, an incredibly interesting project, what problems the network solves and why it is better than Ripple. Hey guys, Shad here with the EXMO cryptocurrency exchange. Before we dive in, please consider hitting the subscribe button and clicking on the notification bell below to learn more about crypto and stay up to date with all the latest crypto news. To understand what makes the Stellar Lumens network so unique, let's first delve into a history of the project. Stellar is often being compared to another popular crypto project, Ripple, and they do have one thing in common. Not a thing actually, but rather a person, and that person's name is Jed McCaleb. He is rather an American programmer and businessman. Alongside Arthur Brito and David Schwartz in 2012, Jed founded what we now know as the Ripple network. However, their ways parted 2 years later when Jed decided to quit his CTO position at Ripple and together with Joyce Kim founded the Stellar Lumens. The crypto media, of course, went completely nuts. Dozens of articles were written speculating as to why Jed decided to quit and what kind of settlement was reached. Of course, we're never going to be 100% sure on what forced Jed to cut ties with Ripple. Rumor has it is he didn't agree with the deliberate centralization of the project and the strictly materialistic goals of the company's management. Anyway, the result of Jed's quitting Ripple is currently on the 11th place by the market cap and is called Stellar Lumens. So first let's define what Stellar actually is and how it operates. The Stellar network is a decentralized payment system. It is used for carrying out fast and inexpensive money transactions between banks, payment system, and people from country to country and from currency to currency. The project was originally created as a decentralized clone of Ripple. It is devoid of its shortcomings such as centralized government structure. The main goal of Stellar sounds incredibly altruistic: to connect people to budget banking services, to combat poverty, and to facilitate human development. Control over the ecosystem has been given to a non-profit organization called the Stellar Development Foundation, or SDF for short. It operates completely independently of the developers and is not tied to obtaining financial benefits. It's non-for-profit. The organization supports and works on a project, building relationships with developers, businesses, banks, and people. Of course, the whole combat poverty and facilitate human development thing is very romantic and knowable, but we need the facts. So let's discuss how the Stellar network is actually used. First of all, the platform has a built-in peer-to-peer decentralized crypto exchange called Stellar X. It can be used to exchange fiat money for cryptocurrency or other fiat. You can also issue new tokens and create digital equivalents of all forms of assets based on the Stellar network: dollars, euros, pounds, bitcoins, litecoins, or even gold. For instance, in December 2020, it was announced the Stellar Development Foundation, SDF, will partner with the Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine to develop a new Ukrainian national cryptocurrency. Many consider this news about the partnership one of the reasons for the big boom in XLM price growth since the beginning of January this year. The other two reasons might be an increased interest for XLM due to the ongoing SEC lawsuit against its competitor Ripple and the announcement of partnership with the German company Vonovia to issue $20 million worth of blockchain-backed obligations. Another major deal in this partnership with the IMB Bank signed in 2019. The company chose Stellar Network to launch their platform called WorldWire, a real-time global payment system. And according to the creators, WorldWire aims to replace the legacy correspondent banking system with simple point-to-point transactions. Sounds great. Stellar is also used as a payment gateway for crypto and fiat. It was built to develop decentralized applications and integrate platform capabilities into existing payment solutions. The system really does cope equally well with global payment solutions, exchanges of any currencies, and even micropayments. An example of such DApp, a decentralized app, is Stellar, the first 2B iVoting platform. The system was developed in 2020 and will be tested for the first time next month at the elections at Gdańsk University of Technology in Poland. Really, really cool technology. And since we've already learned the basic principles of the Stellar network, what they're trying to do, it's high time we really focus on its native cryptocurrency and how it works. XLM is a native token of the Stellar Lumens network. So why was it created? It was created for two main purposes. Number one, preventing spam. That's it. The system charges a small commission of 0.00001 XLM for each transaction, and this protects against network overload and unnecessary transactions, aka spam attacks. The second purpose is facilitating multi-currency transactions. The token actually serves as a bridge between currencies, so when a direct transfer between them is not possible. Let's illustrate this with a very simple example. Kate wants to transfer $1,000 to William, and she resides in the US and has a dollar-derived account, while William is currently in the UK and can only accept Great British Pound Sterling. The direct exchange between Kate and William would be problematic and expensive. They have different banks and want to exchange different currencies. However, if their banks are both partners of Stellar, otherwise called anchors, the transaction will look a little bit like this. Kate over here sends William over here $1,000. The transaction's intent is sent from Kate's bank, Bank A, to William's bank, Bank B. The moment Bank A receives approval from Bank B, the $1,000 will be deducted from Kate's account. And that $1,000 is then transferred to Bank A's pool account and moved as XLM into the Stellar network. So that's where it gets a bit exciting. Once inside of the Stellar network, the system then converts the XLM into the Great British Pound Sterling. The money then moves to Bank B's account. The last stop is William, who finally gets his $1,000, but in sterling. Since XLM is a fork of Ripple, I suggest we compare these two networks and their main features so that you get a full understanding of their pros and cons. As I've already mentioned, this one, Ripple is a commercial organization, it's centralized. As for the XLM, it's completely non-profit, decentralized, independent. Another key difference is the governance model. Ripple is a decentralized company. The founders own the majority of XRP. XLM, on the other hand, is decentralized and governed by the independent Stellar Development Foundation and the people around the community. Let's move on to the third criterion, confirmation speeds. It takes around 4 seconds for Ripple's network to confirm a transaction, while the XLM network needs between 2 to 5 seconds. As for the throughput, meaning the amount per second, Ripple's taking a lead here. It can process up to 1,500 transactions per second. The Stellar network, on the other hand, was designed to process up to only 1,000 transactions per second. Last but not least, but maybe the most important, the consensus algorithm. At the time of launch, Stellar used a Ripple consensus mechanism called the Byzantine Fault Tolerance, or BFT, whatever. However, in 2015, the system switched to its own Stellar Consensus Protocol, SCP, first implementation of the Federated Byzantine Agreement developed by a guy called David Mazia. The Stellar Protocol provides a way to reach consensus without relying on a closed system to accurately record financial transactions, which is really beneficial. This algorithm introduces the concept of a quorum slice. This is when a set of nodes votes on which are enough to make a decision on a particular node transaction. Quorum slices are formed with the help of referral links, where each participant chooses other participants they trust, and those in turn choose participants who they already trust. So when a transaction needs to be confirmed, a node sends a request to its trusted nodes. That makes a decision by a majority vote. If no decision is made, the request travels further along the blockchain. Let's see how this can work with a real-life example. Suppose we have several banks that validate the transactions of their clients, but the clients do not fully trust these banks. Such clients attract a third party, a group of other banks and financial institutions, for example, that we can maybe trust, that then join the pool of validators. If the decisions of the banks and the third party coincide, they agree, the transaction is considered confirmed. If not, the request goes to a higher level and to the parties trusted by the banks and a third party. This scheme, in contrast to the Ripple algorithm, does not depend on the central bank and can work with a dynamic set of nodes. If the system is unable to make a decision, then it stops all the operations and connects specialists from the SDF. In the event of a failure or if a fraud is detected, SDF compensates for the damage and punishes the quote-unquote guilty nodes. So since we've basically covered all of the main features of Stellar Network and its native cryptocurrency XLM, I suggest we do a quick summary. First of all, Stellar Lumens is an open source network. Stellar uses a unique consensus algorithm developed by David Mazia, a computer science professor at Stanford University. The payment system works with both fiat and cryptocurrency, while the network offers almost instant confirmation of transactions, 2 to 5 seconds. It also has a high throughput, up to 1,000 transactions per second. Thanks for watching, that's it for today's video. If you want to learn more about cryptocurrency, please consider subscribing to our channel for more information and fun crypto content.